say, hey, I like the band, I want to be a fan, or is there some...
You possibly could, but the thing about it is it's more in depth than that. Basically, they're opening their world to everybody. They have a subliminal message that actually comes out in the 6th Juggalos card called The Race. It's called The Unveiling. And basically, my theory is that the whole time they're trying to reach, the dark side of people, the people who really didn't have much going on, who were kind of lost, and get their attention by their lyrics, which are pretty crude and, pretty out there. And it did get their attention, but in the song that I'm talking about, they bring it all home, and he basically explains that the whole time they were trying to interpret or kind of use their whole dark carnival as a metaphor for their relationship with God. And they were, trying to convert the dark side over and show that you can, there's ways to get over it and overcome. And then also it's basically open for people who just don't have a group, who aren't a part of anything.
Wait, hold on a minute.
Yeah.
Are you Juggalos really Scientologists? Is that what's going on here? L. Ron Hubbard invented Insane Clown Posse before he died and said, this will reach the kids way better than those guys standing on the drag offering literature.
Not at all. There's no Scientology whatsoever involved.
But
basically, there's a hierarchy higher than humanity, and there's something out there, and it doesn't matter if you're a Juggalo or a Knight in Kiss Army or this or that or whatever. I mean, basically, there's something there, and it's...
I like the message in that they want to give people a sense of belonging to something, because that's what we all want, right? We all want to feel like we have something in common. Jason loves fantasy football, loves it when he's with his buddies. Alex is a comic book nerd. I'm a crank geek. We all have our little subsets. It's nice to feel like we belong.
Well, basically, they're a comic book just in lyrical form. Like, their whole thing is a comic. They even have comics that come out with some of the CDs because it's that way. Like, they can do that. And it's an imagination thing. They use their imagination, and they're just out of the box, and they're the first of their kind. They've influenced, not really influenced, but Tech Nine takes liking to them. Like, them and Tech Nine kind of, go hand in hand. They have a bunch of other people under them, like Twisted. They're real smart people, man. They're not just stupid. They're out there.
No. Yeah, they're sophisticated. Jack, so was I incorrect when I was saying that, like, there's there's some barriers to entry to Juggalohood? You can't just show up with
I mean, anybody can. It doesn't. Everybody's cool with everybody. If you don't have to be down with the clown. If you're even like interested in knowing what the what's going on with the whole thing, then people are open to it. And they're like, they like it. They're proud of it. So they'll definitely explain what their interpretation of the dark carnival or the clowns are, or whatever. And they'll gladly accept. It's not really like an initiation, like a gang or anything, man. It's basically the same thing that Kiss did with the Kiss Army. They have their fans, they're dedicated fans, and they just wanted to give us a name and make us feel like we are a part of their family, and that they keep us updated. And it's cool. It's real cool, man.
Listen, just don't go throwing any poo, all right?
Hold on one second, Jack. Specifically, you sound too smart to be a Juggalo. I mean, like,
what, do you want to get more of a cross-section?
You sound like you have a real job and the things that,
And his sentences are making sense.
Exactly.
Who do we have on the line here?
Rachel?
Yes, sir.
Rachel, are you
Juggalette?
Juggalette?
Actually, okay, I can't actually say yes.
Hang on,
Juggalette.
Juggalo.
I am a Juggalo because in the original, like when it all originally started, a Juggalette was not a good name.
Oh,
it was actually very, very bad.
Turn your radio down.
Okay.
There you go, because you're getting a little confused because we're on a bit of a delay.
Sorry.
That's okay.
In the car.
That's okay.
Actually, a Juggalette, when it was derived from Detroit, where ICP originally started, a Juggalette actually stood for, like, pardon my language, but a skank. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Yeah, so how did you, listen, we asked Jack, who was it Jack before?
Yeah.
How do you get in to be a Juggalo? And I know we have some other lines calling right now. Just bear with us if you're calling in. Keep trying. We'll get through to you in a second. Just stay there. But very interested in this Juggalo phenomena. Jason wanted to know, is there any like initiation that you have to go through? Do you have to show up to a certain amount of concerts? Do you need to join the fan club, or is it just a free for all?
No. All we ask is that you just respect everybody, give everybody love.
How come you guys didn't respect Tila Tequila? You throw poo at her.
Right. Well, see, I don't know. I do actually know that there are a lot of juggalos out there who have taken it in the wrong manner. For sure. That's why we have such a bad reputation in a lot of places. In Austin, Travis County, Williamson counties, they immediately look at a hatchet man. If you have a hatchet man on your car, you're gang affiliated.
Oh,
you know,
a hatchet man. I was like
a hatchet man, which is actually just a mascot, kind of like a high school mascot, just for psychopathic records.
I know. I know. People have been really misinterpreting us on things. Like, everybody just sees our psychopathic record sticker and like our hatchets, and they think that we're mean people. They think that we're violent.
But you know, I tell you what, you guys do come across as crazy. But the last two callers have said the same thing.
Yes,
acceptance and giving people a place to belong. And then there's a few. Isn't there always? You know, your mum would always say this. There's always one. You know, that one friend of yours that gives you guys a bad reputation, but you're associated with that one friend, and so you kids are now the bad kids.
There was only one dude throwing poo at Tila Tequila.
You make a good point, but they seem like they might be in moral intentions a good group.
Sure. Let me tell you this, and I don't want...
Some of them are misguided.
I don't want to burst anybody's juggalo bubble. This whole thing is about one thing. Money. All right? This whole thing...
For ICP?
Yes, this whole thing is about selling Insane Clown Posse records. This whole thing is about selling, you know, the music of two relatively, not even relatively, unbelievably untalented gentlemen.
I don't believe that could be... That's exactly true, because I think there are people that perform and are creative for their living, and yes, they want to make money, but there is a message. And a lot of people have that. A lot of artists have that.
All right.
I'd like to say we're in it for the money. The fact is we don't get paid anything, so we can't say that. But, you know, we also want to make sure people have a good morning going to work. We also want to make sure that people don't crash their car out of despair because they have to listen to crappy radio. So in a separate way, we kind of think the same way.
Who's going chicken hunting? That's the message.
Who's going chicken hunting?
That is the message.
Hey, who's going chicken hunting?
We. Going chicken hunting.
Everybody's saying.
No, for real. We're going to have a juggalo in studio tomorrow. I promise.
Really?
You. It's going to happen.
A real one?
Let's find a juggalo.
With full makeup.
Yeah.
Full makeup. I want it to happen.
9:28. We have Gorillas tickets hanging out. Jason and Ed back in a minute.